up for Kevin Clash and Bill Barretta. Come on. Hey, whoa, hi.
Yeah. Because this is going to be crazy, because this man is not right. I've been knowing him for so long. Doesn't matter. We got 4 champs. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's not. Don't touch him. I'm telling you. Hey, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, oh, hi. From New York.
Well, welcome, you both to the stage. Welcome to Knoxville. Thanks for being here with us, of course. Spend some time, answer some questions, talk about puppeteering, about the art, your mastery of puppeteering. You guys have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah. How much older?
How much older? No, you're
like 30 years.
Yeah, not that much.
He's like 15 or 20 years older than me.
But no, you guys, pioneers in the biz. Have been doing this a long time. And yeah, I saw this puppet as well in the audience.
What's his name?
Alan.
Hey, Alan.
He's going to have a name tag tomorrow that says, I'm not Randy.
He's a what?
He's going to have a name tag tomorrow that says, I'm not Randy.
Oh, okay.
Not Randy.
Randy Bellface.
All right.
No, but Bill, talk to them about your starting.
Yeah, can we start about that? Where did you get started? How did you get started?
Yeah, I'm asking questions because I don't know some of the answers like that. Because you were with Brian. You met Brian a long time ago, but you weren't. I mean, you weren't doing puppets, were you?
No. I actually never really thought I would be.
Him and his brother Gene. Here we go. Are insane. They would watch stuff on TV that was happening live, and one of them would run. Well, it's okay. His brother would run to wherever the camera was and get on camera. And he would be out in the audience or something like that. They were crazy. They called them the Barretta boys. And the parents started telling them, we can't deal with your children.
Are you writing my Bible?
No, I'm telling you. These are the things that I know.
No. I never thought I was going to be a puppeteer. I did want to be an actor, right? So as a kid, I had a very entertaining family. And so we always put on shows, all the cousins would get together. It was always about entertaining each other. And so I followed this idea of wanting to be an actor, performer, entertainer. And my brother, he's 4 years older than me, but he always kind of dictated what we were going to do with our lives. And he was the creative one. He would say, well, we're going to make a movie. I'd say, and I go, okay, you're going to jump off the roof of the house. I'm going to film it. I'm going to set you on fire. Oh, okay. Everybody going to do. And then he decided he wanted to make Muppets. He thought he was watching Sesame Street in the late 60s, early 70s. And he said, how do we do that? So he wrote to Jim Henson. 13-year-old kid decided that he was going to write to Jim Henson and find out how to make a Muppet. And he's also an artist. My brother's an author and illustrator for children's books. And so he made his own letterhead with characters. Bert and Ernie were in there. And so he sent it to Jim, and Jim sent him a letter back with instructions on how to make a Muppet. And we, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but there was a foam and fabric store near where we live. And we went and we bought the materials. And boy, I'm going on too long, but my aunt, who's a deaf mute teacher, we would go to the school and do shows for the kids. But there was never any dialogue. It was all set to music. I remember they used to turn the big speakers down facing the floor so the kids could feel the vibration of the music. So it was a lot about music and just the visual, confetti and all that stuff. And then I never thought I would ever do it again. We did for a summer or something like that, And I studied acting and studied what got me Sanford Meisner, and that was my path. And I met Brian Henson when I was 17. We worked at an amusement park. We met in a summer amusement park in Knoxville, Pennsylvania. And we became friends and kept in touch over the years. And so many years later, actually the year
Oh, what's that Sesame? Or was that a different?
Bugs County, yeah, Bugs County, Pennsylvania, Sesame Place, yeah. And so we kept in touch over the years. And he went on to do amazing things, of course, with his dad and more Labyrinth and what's Return to Oz, right? So many things. And so I was just watching him grow, and I was trying to become an actor. I moved to Los Angeles after Jim passed away. Brian and I connected around that time, around the time of the memorial. And that's when I met you for the first time, all very brief, you know. And then,
You met me when you were auditioning for Dinosaurs.
well, eventually, yeah. I
I met
met
you
you for a
before.
sec, just for a moment, because it was at the memorial. And then I got a job on Dinosaurs, playing the dad. I was inside the dad, and I had to deal with him.
Stuart Hankin did the voice of
Stuart, yes, Stuart Hankin was the voice, and Matt Wilson. First year, Dave Goals, who's the former Gonzo, many great Muppet characters, operated and manipulated all the facial features of Earl. So he and I worked together for the first year. And then after that, was a guy named Matt Wilson, phenomenal puppeteer, did it. But that's where I met all of you guys. That's where I started to meet Muppet performers. It was a Henson and Disney collaboration.
So does the Muppets go to Disney?
No. I'm saying Dinosaurs
Oh,
was Muppets and Disney collaboration. And so I met Kevin, and I met Steve Whitmire and Dave Gold, Brian Henson, and Frank Oz was there occasionally. He would come up and say things like, you know, you should have your character touch his face a little bit so it's connected. Thanks. But he was absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Now Frank get really good advice. He said,
Oh.
don't be embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Well, Kevin, you had a similar,
Similar?
Oh, in terms of.
And Dean, mine was Dean.
No, in terms of like starting off and building your own puppets from a very young age. Let's talk about that and how you got started.
Yeah, well, my mom was a daycare mother, and also she sewed, and so she taught me how to sew in the sewing machine. I was really, and I started doing shows in the local where I was born, and but I was
But you weren't funny. You weren't funny.
no, it wasn't funny. Well, how I found out I was funny is I would do it for her kids, her daycare kids, and if they start to run off or and they start beating up each other and not looking at well, I would take that piece out of the show. So I had my audience, I knew what I was doing and everything, and then I just kept doing it locally, and then all of a sudden I started doing these shows. It was called it's the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. And they had the Sunny Sundays and they hired me to do little shows. My father built the upper stage and he took me down every Sunday. And then I met this guy named Stu Kerr, who was like amazing person at the local station, Channel 2. He was the weatherman, but also he did a show called Professor Cool's Fun School. And he wanted to do a new show. And he asked my parents, could I perform on it? And they said yes, and it's called Caboose. But then I found out that he was really good friends with Bob Keeshy, Captain Kangaroo. Some of you might know. And he told Captain Kangaroo about Bob Keeshy about me, and I got to go up to New York and start working with Captain. At the same time, I went up for 12th grade. I went up to New York, and I had already reached out to this amazing creator, Kermit Love, not connected to Kermit at all, but Kermit helped build Snuffy the Big Bird for Sesame Street. Got to meet him, and that's how I got to go into doing Sesame Street, and then meeting Jim. So that's my little trail. But him, oh my goodness. What's the first thing that you and I